joined as usual by Scott Sheeler with SEFCA. Scott, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing great, Kayleen. It's good to be back with you after taking a week off. I was telling everybody earlier, I felt kind of lost last week. You know, 12 o'clock rolled around and I didn't have anywhere to go. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So it's good to be back. It's good to be back with you on Facebook Live and just looking forward to our show this week.
Yeah, me too. It was sort of odd to have last week off. I spent a lot of time in the shop, which gave me time to come up with another random tool that I put a lot of love to. And let's see, Scott, if you were familiar with this lovely item. Have you ever used one of these?
No, I see the serrated edges, so it's some type of saw for sure.
Yes, and so you're correct. This is my Japanese pole saw, and it has a very, very thin blade. And what's handy is when you pull on it, and that's when you make your cut. And so I use it a lot when I'm installing door jambs and tile work, and I was doing a lot of trim work and needed some kind of odd cuts, and this came in handy. So that's this week's my random hand tool, and it makes a nice noise.
It's like it could work in a kitchen too. It looks like you could use it as a spatula, right?
Yeah, you know, I do have drywall knives that I use in my kitchen. I should upgrade. Sometimes I'm like, I need a thin spatula. I can chop it at the same time. Well, I'm so excited to chat this week because I'm a lover of all things tools and construction and getting to see the full scope. I mean, sometimes I'm using something very tiny, and then sometimes a project needs like a welder or something bigger. And this week's guest is sort of right up that alley. I'm very excited.
Definitely. Yeah. So I am so excited to talk with Be Pro, Be Proud Georgia today. This is a campaign, you've probably heard about it out there in Colorado. It started in Arkansas, and we had a group here in Georgia that had the courage and the vision to bring it to Georgia. So I'm actually up here in Cherokee County today, which is about 45 minutes north of Atlanta, up in a town called Woodstock. And it's actually where the Be Pro, Be Proud unit is today, the mobile unit. At some point, it will start rolling around the state of Georgia and getting young people excited about careers in the skilled professions. So we're going to get a sneak peek at it today. It hasn't been seen by a lot of people here in Georgia. What in the world are you drinking there, Kayleen?
Pre-sun like an adult. Sorry.
Well, saying it was launched back in late July before I got distracted by your Capri Sun there. But it was launched back in late July, and it hasn't actually visited a school yet, mainly because of COVID. A lot of schools are shut down here in Georgia. We're doing things virtually, but we're excited because it does look like it's going to get out into a school here in the next few weeks. I'm sure Misty will tell you more about that, but the vision is that this thing is going to be rolling around the state of Georgia, getting young people excited about careers in the skilled professions. And so I just think it's such a cool concept, and I'm so happy that we have it here in Georgia. And SEFCA is a sponsor and a partner, a strategic partner for Be Pro, Be Proud Georgia. And I couldn't be happier to have it here as a resource. And I'm happy that you get to talk with Scott Calloway. You're going to love Scott. He is so excited about the skilled trades and so good at getting kids excited about it. And then Misty Martin as well with the Cherokee County of Economic Development, Cherokee Office of Economic Development. You get to speak with her as well and hear more about the vision for bringing it to Georgia. So excited. Definitely a good show today.
Yeah, it's awesome because, with our chats over the last few weeks, we've talked about how do you get into the trades, what are employers looking for, how do you find good employees, but this is another resource we haven't really touched on, and it's fantastic because part of the problem in teaching across the U.S. is access to showing students what could they be working with. When I talk about a welder or working in like a truck or a heavy operation machinery, how do you get them to understand unless they can see it? So this is a very cool product.
Yeah, so the way I like to think of it, it's sort of a mobile expo, right? I mean, you've come out to our Career Expo a million times, and this will actually allow us to take that expo on the road and get kids excited right in their schools, right? And so that's one of the things I'm excited about, is it allows us to kind of take the message on the road and take it to students. The students don't have to come to us. You know, Misty and her team and Scott will be able to take it straight to the students and the counselors and the parents. And so it's going to be awesome. We're so excited. We can't wait to get it out there on the road in Georgia, and can't wait to talk with you more about it today.
Yeah, big time. No, well, it's nice to start off lunch with you as always, Scott. And I can't wait. Well, obviously you'll be hanging around. So if any of our fans want to ask any questions, please feel free to type them into the comments, or you can text CareerPath to the number that I will pull up to. That's I thought. Oh, you can text CareerPath to 31996 and ask Scott more questions. But Scott, I'll see you at the end of the show too. So
sounds good, Kayleen.
Awesome. And
thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. And Misty, it's so lovely to be joined by you. And before we actually take a tour of this truck, you are actually associated you're the president of the Cherokee Office of Economic Development. And so, Misty, how did you come apart partnering with I drank that Capri Sun and then I distracted myself, didn't I? That's all. I just needed a little bit. So how did you get hooked up with Be Proud, Georgia?
Thanks, Kayleen. Well, really, the idea was driven by feedback from our industry. So we at the Cherokee Office of Economic Development started digging into bridging the gap between education and industry, and then our leadership decided to do something about it. And our interest started with a local problem we were trying to solve, but we all know it's really a national problem. And so when we heard about Arkansas's launch of Be Proud in 2016, we were immediately interested. And lucky for us, they started this program knowing that it could scale nationwide, and they've done just that. And so we're starting Be Proud Georgia in Cherokee County, but we're sharing it with the region and the state, just as Scott mentioned. And this initiative is bigger than one county, it's bigger than one state, and it's a movement dispelling the myths about the skilled professions and really connecting students with the opportunity and the pathway for success. And I know as a mom, that's of utmost importance to me. And so we're so excited for you to tour the mobile workshop and hear from Scott Calloway, who's our operations manager. And there's no one better to lead this virtual tour because he's been running Be Proud Arkansas for the last 4 years. But we're so glad to welcome him back to his home state of Georgia to lead our program. And since this is fall and in the spirit of college football that we're supposedly going to get to play, go Dogs.
Oh, are you starting football stuff now? I'm in Colorado, so I don't know all the yay, football. I know I should Roll Tide. Is that one of it too?
No Roll Tide.
Well, no,
Dogs.
I am beyond thrilled and really happy to hear that your position and your side of the industry recognized the need and stepped in. It's incredibly valuable because this is not a one-faceted problem. It's not like we could just talk to the two students and then they'll buy in, or the parents or the guidance counselor. It takes hitting it from all sorts of angles. So the buy-in from you folks is very impressive. I would love to hear more how we can get that trend to happen across the U.S. Because really, what were some of the things that were the pushing factor besides industry? Were there other factors coming into play?
Yeah, we were hearing from our work-based learning instructors and from our CTAE directors in the high schools that they really wanted to connect these kids with high-demand careers in our area. And so it just started putting the pieces of the puzzle together, saying, okay, how do we get all these people into a room, and how do we start talking about a real solution to the problem? And having this mobile workforce workshop is that hands-on piece of it that gets the kids interested. And then Scott does his magic with telling the story and getting them to understand what kind of career they can really have in these professions. And it gets them all excited, and hopefully it gets the parents excited too. So we can't wait to get it out on the road.
Yes, no joke. I was joking earlier on one of my social media sites that I want my CDL license so I can drive this toy around and play with it because it's amazing. it's really cool because also we can talk about these careers, but sometimes unless you see the tools you get to use, what the career actually looks like, you're not really interested in it. So I'm thrilled to get to take a tour. Misty, thank you so much for hopping on and, you know, making this a part of Cherokee. Is it Cherokee County, correct?
Yeah, Cherokee Office of Economic Development. Yeah, we're in North Atlanta in Cherokee County.
Well, I'm envious that I don't live there, and I bet a lot of students and parents are too. So I hope the truck is on the road very soon, and we'll bring you back in a bit. But I am so excited to chat with Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hi, guys. How are y'all?
I'm terrific. How are you doing?
I'm terrific. Welcome to Be Pro, Be Proud, Georgia.
Scott, you have the coolest truck and trailer I've ever seen. I'm super envious, and it's not just because I'm a total nerd for stuff like that. I'm excited about the fact that you are now taking in a visual tool that students, parents, anybody who walk through it, they can see and understand where the careers are at. I mean, this is, I looked through some of the videos and I was definitely envious. Can you talk about, I mean, I understand why you're doing this, but I do think that there is a perception of what it looks like to work in the trades. How are you counterbalancing that?
Well, if you grow up in the United States, the past 100 years, we have preached 4-year degrees to every student that comes through our school systems. And over time, the skilled trades is what they used to, we call them skilled professions. Trades is a dirty word. We call them professions. The skilled trades were kind of put on the back burner as an alternative, but you want to go get the 4-year degree. And there was a time in our country where that was actually the best pathway. But as things have changed and as the market's changed and as jobs have come back into play and as the baby boomer exodus out of the skilled workforce to the tune of 10,000 people a day, these professional jobs are sitting there waiting for people to fill them. The investment as far as time and money is very low, and the income is very high, which creates a large value for the individual getting certified and going into that. So when we present the facts, those facts, they can see the value, and it's no longer, well, I'll do that as an alternative. It becomes a primary source of income. So we do a great job of presenting the facts and talking about actually what's going on today in our world.
And the facts are important. The things that, you know, like out of every 10 jobs, only 3 require a college education. The other 7 are through other industries like ours. It's amazing. And the opportunities are huge. So I've traveled around the country and the world talking about my love and passion for this, but I have done it without a truck and trailer. Why a truck and trailer?
Well, we want to be mobile. We need to bring the message to the masses, okay? If we were leaving it up to them to come to us, they may not come. And so we want to be proactive. And so we want to bring this mobile workshop that's really cool. You're going to get a tour in just a second. As you know, in this form of marketing, the packaging is everything. And we have the best package in the world with our truck and trailer set up. In Arkansas, when I did this before, we found out that method was very effective. And now that we're here in Georgia as well, this is the best way to do this. And the kids eat it up. The administrators eat it up. The parents eat it up. And so the truck and trailer is the best way to get our message into the kids.
It's a huge valuable tool because you can talk all day long about all the neat stuff we get to do and create, but unless they actually see it and get hands-on, it's really hard to comprehend. And I think it's incredibly valuable that you get to show the adults in the room this device as well, because I don't know how many times I was told that I was too smart to be a welder. Welding is incredibly complicated. It's a lot of math constantly. And so folks getting actually to see that in real life is so valuable. So it started off in Arkansas, correct?
Correct.
What year did it start?
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go right ahead.
What year did Be Pro, Be Proud get started in Arkansas?
So we started shortly after the new year in 2016. When I was approached from Arkansas State Chamber to come out and give this a try, it was literally on a wing and a prayer. We didn't know what to expect. We came out, we had the truck, we let the communities know what we were doing. And after about a week or two of doing events, and the effect, and then they were able to see the effectiveness over the students with what we're doing. Our schedule for the entire year was built in a few weeks, and we are now before I left Arkansas, we're booking a year in advance. And so if you want us to come out to your school next week, you have to get in line, and maybe we can get to you in like a year. And so the popularity exploded, the message exploded, and 20,000 students in the first 4 years said, I want to go into the skilled workforce because of what I've seen. We got the message in front of about 98,000, and 20,000 said yes to it. We had put forth a model that if we got 10% extremely successful, we were twice that. So it was so effective there. It's going to be
It is amazing. And Scott, what I'd really like is I would love for you to walk around the truck, and I'm still going to ask you questions because there's a lot that we need to chat about, but you're handsome and great to look at, but I want to see that truck. So
absolutely.
Show me all the toys.
So what I would like to do is take you guys through quickly as a student would come through, and I want to hit the high points on each station so that you can really get a feel for how it would be to be a student. So I want to invite you over to our teaching section.
And Scott, real quick, while you're walking over, I'd love to know, how can schools get on that list? You know, you were talking earlier that if schools want to get on the list, they need to reach a year out. Where do they go?
Terrific question. I'm glad you asked. We actually just went over that before. I went over that with someone inquiring about that right before we jumped on the live. So here's the answer to that question. If you go to beproudgeorgia.org, beproudgeorgia.org, you want to go to news and events. Okay, it's very simple. You want to click book a tour stop. Okay, fill out the fields, click request tour stop, and that goes straight into our office, and then we put you on the schedule. I want to let you guys know that because of COVID-19, we haven't built a schedule yet, but we are ready. Okay, our outfit is ready to go. When the places can have us, we're coming. So get on, book a tour stop. We can't wait to see you guys out there. So that answers the how to get us to come to you.
Awesome.
Are there any other questions before I started on the?
No, I'm just getting a lot of comments online that we want to see, like, you walking around. I love the fact. So go be proud. You need to check out the website. So what were you going to show us next?
Let me show you this. This is where the magic happens. Okay, when the kids come on, we talk about the opportunities. So a 15 or 16-year-old kid is not going to know what you mean when you say skilled workforce unless they grew up in the home of a mom or dad that preached that. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is integrate them with what the skilled workforce is. We feature 13 skills here in Georgia. So the first thing we want to do is talk about the opportunities, the salaries, okay, of each one. And we're asking the students while we're doing that, ask yourself a couple of quick questions. What do I like to do? And how does it fit in with the board here? Okay, so you're going to scroll down, and you can actually click on each one of these, and we encourage the kids to do this at home. Okay, we don't have a lot of time. The biggest enemy is we don't have enough time, and so if they'll do this at home, they'll be able to get this information easily. So you can click on it. What was that?
Oh no, I'm just saying, great that this information can be found before going into the truck online, so students can pre-educate themselves, and then they can stroll through. And Scott, I'm actually getting kind of a rough glare. I don't know if we can scoot the camera over so we can see the whole screen a little bit better. Or if we could go to what hands-on activities the students actually get to do once they go through and educate themselves about the career opportunities.
Sure. Can you see the board here? I'm just going to take a quick and go through this really quickly. Can you see this?
Yes.
Can you see the? Okay, so on the website, you can learn about what the professions are. You can learn about where you can get certified and for how much. We go over that in great detail. You can learn about who's hiring, okay? The end result here is to get gainful employment, okay? So we talk about that with our partners, okay? Our partner companies that are investors in this that want to hire the professionals of tomorrow, which are our students that come on board. And then lastly, we talk about joining the movement so that they can get more information, okay? At this point, let's walk around and check out the stations that are our simulators.
Awesome.
that the kids can do hands-on activities with.
Yes.
Let's head over
that
here behind me.
Is what I'd love to see, because all this stuff, I'm going to have folks check it out online, and I really want to see after checking that out, where can we see? What are we hands-on checking out?
Okay, first thing, our welding station. Okay, the welding station has been the same since day one in Arkansas, and it's the same today. The reason it's the same is because it's immensely popular. This is a station that we utilize for competition, and we get the kids can get on here and get a welding score. They can get on and they can get a welding score, and then they get a free MVP, Be Pro, Be Proud Georgia t-shirt for the highest welding score in the class. We have huge lines and huge crowds at this station. It was the same in Arkansas. You can get a welding score. I'm not going to show you my score. It probably wasn't that great.
That's right. Is that Lincoln? Is that the Lincoln?
Yeah, this is our Lincoln Electric. Our Lincoln Electric welder. Kids love this. I actually had 2 students in Arkansas that were getting ready to quit school, and after spending some time with us, they loved the welding simulator so much, they told their teacher they were going to go into welding school and stay in school, and the teacher actually came out and told us before we left. So this is a really highly effective station that our kids in Georgia are going to love. Let's head over here to our medical tech station, our Z space. All right, our medical experts are going to love this. Okay, this Z space med tech station has a million functions. So it depends on what you want to go into. You can literally check out any kind of anatomy that we have in our body, and you can go into different body parts. You can get tutorials on that body part, as you can see here, and you can go into the entire anatomy. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You can literally do so much more than what you're actually seeing here.
Hey, wait, Scott, I'm confused for just a second. So I see a computer screen. What is driving this 3D imagery?
If you look down at my right hand, you can do this with a mouse, okay? Or you can take this pen, let's see, and you can manipulate this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this pen, but you can manipulate this with this pen as well. Now, check it out. This is awesome. You can also put these 3D glasses on that we sanitize well, and you can manipulate. You can't see this, but if you were looking through these, as your head turns, this whole thing turns with the 3D glasses.
That's incredible. Right now, you just look like you're doing some cool magician work, but I believe you with the glasses.
This is going to be
the technology coming in with all of this is absolutely incredible. The virtual welder, and now it's coming into the medical profession, is fantastic. What next? I only have about 3 minutes before we start to bring in our other guests again.
Okay, bear with me here. This stuff times out if you're not on it constantly. So trucking.
Wait,
trucking is immensely important. Trucking is the spine of our country. We can't get anything done unless we have diesel technicians or Class A truck drivers. And so this is a way to get on and drive a Class A vehicle through different boards in different parts of the world.
Wow. I'm so envious.
So what a kid would do here is they would get on here, they would connect to a trailer, and then there's a GPS that you can follow, and then you can go through literally all parts of the world doing all kind of different things that a Class A driver would do. Really, really cool station. The kids are going to love this. I know we got to wrap this up.
That's amazing.
So let's slide around.
Does it have the hydraulic seats? Sorry, Scott. Does it have the hydraulic seats to it that moves around, so it's sort of an interactive driving experience?
Yes, it's very interactive. It's very authentic. I actually spent some time on this the other day, beyond just a few minutes. So many details, so much depth that you can go into that really brings the authenticity of that skill out. It's really fun if you can spend some time on it. All right, we're almost done here. Our robotic arm, okay, automation and robotics. That's where manufacturing is going today. And it's, as you can see, you can manipulate this robotic arm, and there's all kind of stuff you can do with it. And the kids can get on here, and they can, it's kind of like in gaming mode. They can get on here and manipulate the arm, and they can build all kinds of stuff with the blocks that you see on the table here. Really fun station. This generation is really into automation and robotics. As you know, they were born with a controller in their hand. This is how you can earn a great living with a controller in your hand, doing the things that we need every day. All right, let's slide over here. We got 2 more stations, and we're going to wrap this up. Okay, the last one of the modules is our skills challenge. Hand-eye coordination is immensely important. You have to have hand-eye coordination to be great in the skills. So this is a way to get on here and compete with your friends. This is a two-man game. They get on here and compete for a minute to see who gets the highest score, and we give prizes away on this station as well. This is not an actual job or a skilled job, but it is a way to test your hand-eye coordination. This is really popular. There will be a big line on this as well at every school. Last thing, let's slide down here to the last part of our day. Once you see Be Pro, Be Proud, we're asking you to join the movement. Join the movement lets us capture your information so that we can help you beyond just today. Joining the movement tells us what your interests are, where you're from, and how we can connect you into gainful employment. If you join the movement, we can do that. That's our #1 goal. So they join the movement right here on the iPad stands, or they can do it on their cell phone by going to beprobeproudgeorgia.org, click join the movement, and you can sign up there too.
That is absolutely awesome. Hang on, I just want to see if there are, I just want to make sure that there aren't more questions from our fans, because that was fantastic. What age students are you normally bringing this check out for?
Well, because of HIPAA laws, we try to stay between 8th grade and seniors, but we do some below 8th grade. We try to stay, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. The reason I mentioned the HIPAA laws is we can't have you join the movement if you're under 13. So 13 up to senior and beyond can join the movement. If you're a 7th grader or if you're 12 or under, you just can't join the movement, but you can certainly come and enjoy the trailer. So
that's excellent. I have Woodstock High School wants you to come out. Creekview High School wants you to come out and say hi. Definitely you're going to be very, very popular once things get up and going again after COVID. What sort of precautions have you folks taken with that in mind and schools reopening?
We actually have we were affiliated with a company in Arkansas that specialized in COVID cleaning, and they actually gave us a year's supply of cleaning materials to keep everything sanitized. And so I actually have that out, and I also have assistants. We're wiping stations down in between classes, and we have that special sanitizer that is specifically created for COVID cleaning. We do that in between classes, and certainly at the end of the day, we keep it as sanitized as humanly possible. So
that's excellent to hear. And, construction is a very safety oriented field anyway. And so reminding people that, like beyond safety glasses and earplugs, wash your hands. Scott, also, can we get a shot of the coolness from the outside, by the way? Because sure. I don't think folks quite understand what an amazing facility we just got to walk through. Hey, yay! What a truck and a half. That thing is tricked out beyond all belief. And so we got to see the welding station, we got medical, we had trucking, robotics, the hand-eye coordination. This is absolutely fantastic. And so again, I'm going to have Scott repeat again the web address that schools who are excited about going to. Scott, can you say that address one more time so schools can go ahead and get on that amazing waiting list?
beprobeproudgeorgia.org. Click news and events, click book a tour stop, fill out the fields, and we will see you on the road.
That sounds amazing. And, folks should just go there anyway to check out the other information. That board that we went through with the career essentials and information is really valuable. So you don't necessarily have to wait for the truck to come to you. You can get the benefit of some of the education. And to wrap this up, hello again, Misty and Scott. This was, come on, y'all, that needs to be parked near my house too. There's some fun stuff in there. It's very, very engaging for students.
Well, we're all set. We're just ready for the state to have us come in. When you guys are ready, we'll be there.
Come to Colorado next. We need one out here. Just saying. Go.
Yeah. Well, it's exploding. It's exploding all over the country. South Carolina, Kentucky, and other states are in the pipeline. So this is going to be something I think in the next decade that you're going to see in a lot of states.
Yeah, absolutely. Because not necessarily every classroom has the space to talk about this. And so you're bringing that to them, which is amazing. So again, Scott, as being a partner with SEFCO, what an awesome opportunity to kind of have hands-on tools to bring to students.
Amen. We love SEFCO.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are our good friends. Oh, Scott Sheeler, I'm sorry.
Scott, on my lower screen, sorry.
No, so yeah, in this environment, with COVID, we love the idea of being able to take something out, mobile and reach smaller groups of students as well. So this is really perfect timing for us to have it in Georgia. And ultimately, we see it as helping to fill up all these construction programs that we have across Georgia, right? We've talked before about how we have 150 different high school construction programs. And this is a way that we're going to get those high school students so excited that they want to go sign up for their high school construction class. So that's one of the things we're most excited about. But yeah, just so thankful to Misty, and I can't imagine a better person than Scott Calloway to have as our champion running this mobile unit across the state. He's just so energetic and young enough to still connect with the young people and just get them excited, and so knowledgeable. So just so thankful to be a partner in Be Pro.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Pro, Be Proud.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is definitely a great partnership all the way around, and I'm happy that I was able to chat with all three of you today. And oh my gosh, I'm just getting a few more notices that you're wanted all over the place, Scott. Prepare for your emails. Yes, Be Pro, Be Proud, Scott. Not Scott. Everybody.
We're ready. We're ready.
Good, very good. Well, to everyone still watching too, please check out the websites listed. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to also text, text CareerPath to 31996. And next week, I'm very excited because, again, we're going to be talking about the skilled trades, but we're going to be joined by a plumbing and HVAC specialist and CEO. He's the owner and CEO of Specialty Plumbing, Ray Cunningham, and also Bernie, and I'm going to mess up his last name. I'm going to have to practice until next week to get that right. But both gentlemen are in the industry of HVAC and plumbing. And Scott, I can't wait to get out. I'll say it now. H2O.
Yes. And Jay Cunningham is a legend here in Atlanta. He started Superior Plumbing, and they're, big sponsors. You see their billboards all over the city. And so it'll be great. And he's a big champion of promoting the skilled professions with young people too. So excited that we're having him on board. He's going to be another good one to talk to, and can't wait for it.
Yes, it's going to be excellent. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for lunch. Misty, it was wonderful to meet you. Scott, thank you again for the tour. It was fantastic. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Sounds good, Kayleen. Thank you for having us. Good to see you again.
Thanks. Bye-bye.